Ready?
Clap.
Yep.
One, two, three.
Ah!
It's so fun. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the MiscELENAeous podcast. I'm your host, Elena, and this week we have Producer Madelyn in the studio. Woo-hoo! And we're going to talk about Icks.
Yes.
Because, ew. I'm sure everyone has seen the viral TikTok with the Ick List. If you haven't seen it, you're not on the right part of the internet. You're not on the part of the internet I'm on.
The cool thing about audio, though, is that you can, while you're still listening to us, go and view that.
Yes,
So.
and they're adding to it daily. It's something that I would just encourage you to really keep up the trend on. So here's the thing. I've seen this list so many times, and it's funny. You come across it, it's fun. It's like mostly this guy is on the street asking, like, drunk girls, like, what's something a guy does that gives you the ick, that, you know, it happens and you're just like, I cannot be attracted to you anymore. Like, I am no longer sexually invested in this. And they're all outlandish. They're ridiculous. They're stupid. I laugh. I'm like, there's no way people really operate like this. Truly, really.
I think people do.
But I think they do.
Yeah.
Because I was just talking with a friend recently, and she's telling me about this, like, really attractive, tall, nice guy she just met, and they have a lot in common, and, you know, he's funny, all this stuff, and she shows me a couple pictures, and I'm like, this is great. Like, good job.
Yeah.
Great work. And then she's like, yeah, but here's the thing, and then scrolls a couple more photos. She's like, it just gives me the ick because he's a runner.
What?
And I'm like, well, I imagine that's probably how he stays so fit.
So,
and why you're one of the reasons you're interested in him. And it's kind of funny too, because this friend of mine is like very into fitness, very athletic, works out every day. She even does like competitions, like you know. So
go her.
I'm like, yeah, go her. She's just gotten into it in the last like couple years, like really seriously. But it was so funny to me that I'm like, y'all's common interest is one of them would be fitness, and that an element of that is what gives you the ick about this guy. But in particular, it's because he's like a runner. Like, he wears the I'm a runner outfit.
Okay, so it's probably more the outfit than the action of running.
Exactly.
Okay.
It must be. Like, if he was just running in, I don't know, with like basketball shorts and a t-shirt, like going out for a jog every day to get in his exercise, then maybe she would be okay with it. But because he wears the like spandex with like the red stripes and like the zipper and like the spandex zipper top, and then like, you know, has like the backpack with the water in it. She's like, I can't. I can't. It gives me the ick.
She would hate the store REI because everyone in REI looks like that.
Yeah. Oh, and whether they work there or they're shopping there, it's the same breed.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm like, it made me laugh so much because I'm like, are you really gonna throw away this like good guy that is interested in you and so because he has a hobby?
Yeah.
And then it got me thinking about things that I have gotten the ick about. And so I'm like, okay, well, maybe we all just really do have our own specificities of ick that we can't handle. And I'm sure there's some universal ones, right?
Right.
But like, we probably all individually have some weird ones. So we pulled up the Ick List from TikTok, and I think we should just kind of go over some of these, like maybe discuss it a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
See how we feel.
Yeah, I would say, what is like when it first comes to mind when you hear this, what is your ick? Like, what is one of your big ones?
Like, if I think of like in regards to a relationship specifically or dating, it's funny because past ones keep coming to mind. So I'm like, I don't know if there's like,
if it still bothers you.
Or if there's one that's like a major red flag, or if I feel like sometimes you hone in on like one thing about a person. And
Little giggles.
For example, and I've spoken about this, so I don't feel like I'm talking bad or anything. But when I was going on to Big Brother, I've had this whole conversation. I'm on stage. and they're like introducing us, and I'm seeing and meeting some of these people for the first time. Some of them I saw in casting, but we can't, and we're still not speaking. But this one guy, the one I ended up dating, was standing behind me, and I turned around while I'm on the stage, and all I see are his jeans, his tennis shoes, and his thumbs. Okay, that was like he was like up on a ledge, and he's tall, and I was like on the bottom thing. So that was just in my eyesight, like jeans and thumb. And then I looked down and there were shoes. And I was like, ick.
Okay.
Ick.
Just the visual of those things was just like, or was it just?
It was all of it specifically. Like I was like, I even had this thought in my head. I was like, I can't imagine having a boyfriend who those are his thumbs.
What did they look like?
Just big. I don't know.
Okay.
Just so big.
Like bulbous?
Yeah. And they were perfectly, everything. They were fine. They were perfectly fine thumbs.
Mean, there's some weird looking thumbs out there, so I can't really blame you.
They weren't that weird looking. I think he was just big. And I don't know. I never quite, I don't know. But then he also was just wearing bad jeans.
Yeah.
Just really bad jeans. I obviously ended up getting past that.
Yeah.
Those things. 2 out of the 3 are easily solvable. New jeans, new shoes, fixed.
Yeah.
You can't just run to the store and grab new thumbs.
No.
But that's just something that comes to mind. It's like it's not like I have an issue with thumbs across the board. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not even something I necessarily am like, oh, I'm always looking at someone's hands if I'm, maybe going to be interested. Mm-hmm. But that one, it was just his specific thing. And then I wasn't that icked out, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like we kind of create them for like specific people. I think probably if I were to pick like a major, like bad dressing really bad.
Yeah.
Like we're ill-fitted. Mm-hmm. Like your jeans just simply don't fit, or they're like clearly several years old, like very out of style. And you just have no sense of direction in that. I think I would just be kind of like, meh, you could be a really cute guy, but like, what are you doing?
Yeah, basketball shorts are a big one for me. I can't stand basketball shorts. Which I know some people, like most guys are like, they're so comfortable. I love them. It's like, again, I'm not telling you not to wear them. I'm just saying like, there's something about the way they look. On like if a nice, like even the most nice looking man, if he's wearing basketball shorts that go over his knees and there's just the exposed calf, it's weird.
Yeah.
I'm like a little above the knee is like a sweet spot. They don't need to be too short. They don't need to be too long. Just right above the knee.
And I think there's maybe an age limit on that. Like
True.
My first guy that I dated, he was a basketball player. He wore basketball shorts all the time. He would still play intramurals and like we're in college. Like, yeah, wear basketball shorts to class. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But like I'm in my 30s. If you own multiple pairs of basketball shorts and we're kind of cycling those through on ick.
Yeah.
Ick.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's actually good. I think what we're going to find out is that it's very, like you said, very specific to people that have come across or you've dated or you've,
It's like we collect experiences with other people that maybe now have us like look for that somewhere else.
Yep.
Or it's a collection of different traumas.
Yes.
From dating that we build our own, like what
list.
Our own list. I had a friend who at one point in time, and this has been discussed on the podcast, like quite literally couldn't handle like Christmas pajamas, like flannel, any sort of flannel pajamas, or like even just the pajama pants. She's like, he could be the best guy in the world, so attractive, obsessed with me, all the things I want, Christmas pants, I'm out. I'm like, okay.
Wow. Okay. I think that's the line though, where it's kind of like, that's interesting. Like if he's truly amazing, has everything you want, but it's that one thing that could be easily remedied, like specifically with like clothing.
Yeah, we can change those.
You can change those. You can politely ask like, hey, this really bothers me. Or maybe like you said, it brings up a trigger of a trauma or something. So like be communicative about that. But I think it is interesting that there's like for some people, it's just like, I cannot. Even if they're perfect, this one particular thing, I just can't. I think it's interesting.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Mommy, more burps. Excuse me. I hope that doesn't give anybody the ick. My bad. Yeah, I think probably the biggest thing now that we're discussing clothing is like that is just truly coming to mind.
Yeah.
I've even been even not even people I'm dating or I'm interested in, but I'm like, oh, this is kind of how you normally dress. And then I'll see them wearing something that is not what I'm used to. And I'm like, and it doesn't fit their aesthetic or what I have in my head of like what they're supposed to look like. And I'm like, ick.
Mm-hmm.
Ick, I hate it.
Yeah.
But somebody else could be wearing that and I'd be like, oh, that's cute and fun. That's so fun.
Yeah.
Like, you seem fun.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Okay, so some of these on this list are so funny to me because they're just sometimes like unavoidable. One that made me laugh out loud was don't tread water. It gives me the ick.
That's so funny. Don't tread water.
Don't tread water. You know, don't crash your car. Like a guy getting into a wreck. Don't have a fender bender. Like, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, just don't. That's hilarious.
But like, what if someone hits your? What if you can't help it?
Don't tread water.
I really love the don't tread water.
I would love to know the circumstances to which this person woke up one day and said, a man treading water?
See, what
not for me.
The circumstance must have been that they were dating a man or interested in a man, and they went to the lake. They went to the pool. They did something. They did said activity, and she saw the man that she was interested in just in a pool treading water.
Yeah,
and she was
there
like,
may have been a doggy paddle in there.
Ick.
Yeah.
But now that I have to simply agree because I'm like imagining my man, hypothetical man, treading water, and I'm like, yeah, if I was super interested in you and then now I see you doggy paddling in the deep end, I don't know.
I think
less.
Yeah, I think for me it's more of like if my partner was like kind of messing around, like he was like, "Oh, look at me doggy paddle." Like that's different than like him seriously doggy paddling.
Doggy paddling.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I doggy paddle, that's got to be cute,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, it is, because you're so tiny.
Must be precious.
It is. It's just like, oh,
look at her in the deep end.
With her little floaties.
Big girl.
She's so grown up.
She's so grown up, guys. Don't order the cocktail you enjoy.
Weird.
I just know that this is specifically because like whatever guy this girl dated would order like a strawberry daiquiri everywhere they went, and she was embarrassed of his order. You know?
I mean, here's my thing though, is like people like what they like.
Are strawberry daiquiris not delicious?
They're amazing.
Right?
Then let your man, the thing is like there are like my boyfriend, he does like whiskeys and bourbons. It's not that. But, I mean, he's going to chill with a pina colada. He's going to chill with a daiquiri, a mango margarita. It's like, let the man have sweets.
I know. But there is something so funny about it because I remember being in like high school and my stepdad would every once in a while, like he likes the strawberry flavored drink because they're delicious is why.
Yeah.
And like my mom would order, you know, like a vodka something or like a rum and Coke or a beer. And then it's not all the time. Like this would just be very occasional. But I definitely have this perception of him as like big, strong country man hunting, I'll fix stuff, go to my job in my truck.
Daniels only. Yeah.
And then to see him like it with his like, you know, beautiful little glass and like an umbrella in his like big man cowboy outfit, I'm like, yeah, it's a little weird.
Yeah, but at the same time, like
it's delicious.
It's delicious, but there's also like there's a subculture of Margaritaville men.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like, are they just off the table? Because you know they're down in Florida.
Oh, big time.
Drinking Mai Tais.
Yeah.
Having a great time. They probably retired there from New York from the stock market. They're probably loaded.
Yeah, exactly.
Are those Margaritaville men?
Yeah, I mean, I'll date you. You know what I mean? Like, damn, I'll grab another straw.
Okay.
Let's go for two.
Let's go Fuzzy's fishbowl.
You know, like I'll split it with you. That doesn't really bother me. I think maybe it would if it was like literally everywhere we went. Like my boyfriend was like, yeah, can I get like a pina colada? Like I would be everywhere.
Yeah.
Are we on vacation? Sure. Let's go.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, let's go.
Circumstantial.
It's circumstantial. Okay. Where was the one I just saw that was funny? There's so many of them. There's so many of them.
Okay, this one's kind of funny.
What?
This one says, don't pick up a ping pong ball.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie.
But you kind of get it now.
Well, that's it. Like, I would, if someone's watching me pick up a ping pong ball, that's
I'm embarrassed.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed.
I just remember playing like beer pong in college, and like anytime the balls would go away, and then you kind of like running after it, like you're the one person running after the beer pong ball at the party. Like you look like a loser.
Well, the thing is like I know I'm not standing up straight. I'm like
hunched running.
Yeah. It's not pretty. And if I'm wearing like a cute romper or a dress, you're seeing this really Mike Wazowski weird little, really bulbous at the top and tiny little legs. It's not good. It's not a good look.
I mean, I agree. Like I personally feel uncomfortable running after anything, like a piece of paper, some money, a receipt, a napkin. And if a man did it, Same. I think I'm maybe starting to realize as this conversation progresses that the things I find to be embarrassing myself, I just kind of apply that shame onto other people when they do it, whether or not they feel embarrassed.
Yeah, I think that's a human experience.
It must be. Like, oh, I would feel uncomfortable doing this, so I assume you must be too. One of them that I found that made me laugh was, don't sit on a swing.
Yeah, I just looked at that one. Oh, my gosh.
Another one that made me laugh, don't have an allergy. It's like,
I wish I didn't have allergies.
Right? And something about it, a girl can have an allergy, but if a guy's like, yeah, I can't have mangoes or grapefruit or, it's like.
Oh, I was thinking more just like maybe it was more of like, I don't like the way the person sneezes or how they cough. Because some people's sneezes can be really aggressive. And you're like, whoa, it like scares you every time.
Mine have range. I go from being truly precious to very violent.
I like that.
But it kind of aligns with my personality.
Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah.
She swims cute. She sneezes cute.
See, as long as and here's the thing, as long as my person doesn't find ick in my things and I don't find ick in their things and it's fine.
Yeah.
You just have to curate your perfect non-ick person.
Yes. This one says, don't have a bum crack.
I saw that one too just now. I was gonna say that again. Why is it a little bit like, yeah, those are weird? Like, why do you even have a butt crack? Yeah, I don't, like, I know that you have to have one, but, like, I kind of don't want to be a part of it.
Yes.
So then when you see a butt crack, and then it's just like, that's literally just a crack in your ass. Embarrassing.
Weird.
Ick.
Why do you have that?
Why do you have that? I mean, I have one.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
But it's weird that you have a butt crack.
Yeah. I think that also is like depending on how, not to be too, but how hairy the person is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of things with the bum crack I could definitely see, but you don't like to see them peeking out.
No, like keep that to yourself.
Yeah,
always keep that to yourself.
The plumber crack is not.
But I mean, I'm like, I wonder again where this ick was kind of the inspiration behind the ick, because I'm like, did you just see your man's butt crack for the first time? And then you were like, I don't like it.
I imagine they were having it was perfect. Like they were at maybe they were at the bar or they were walking and she was like, oh my gosh, this is like super romantic. And then he kind of turns around and he like picks up a penny because he's like, oh, for good luck.
He picks up his ping pong ball.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's just full crack.
Full crack.
Yeah, because he didn't wear a belt.
Wear a belt, guys. Wear a belt.
Yeah.
I think if we're taking anything from the butt crack situation, it's wear a belt. Don't put on bed sheets.
I mean, I have an issue with that myself. Like, it's a struggle. Like, I'm like flopping on the bed.
Yeah, it's not an attractive thing that you do. But then again, it's like,
it's not an ick.
It's like, yeah, how are you? Would you rather be? I would have greater ick in man doesn't have bed sheets.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
So like maybe if that's this girl's particular problem, like her man just needs to change the sheets in privacy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, no bed sheets or like a weird top sheet, but you can see the mattress. I'm like, what's happening here? Get yourself a fitted cover.
Truly. One of these says don't have toes. How, like, I mean, granted, I led with the thumb thing.
Yeah. No appendages whatsoever. Get them out of here.
You can't have toes. You can't have a butt crack. You can't have a weird thumb.
So maybe they just, when they're saying that, they don't like to see toes. Maybe they just need, because I've known people who are like, you won't see my feet. I have a good guy friend who always wears socks. I don't think I've ever seen his feet ever. And I'm not going to pressure him to like, show me your feet.
Show me your feet.
Give me your feet. So I get that. But I was a dancer, so I saw a lot of feet.
You saw a lot of feet, yeah.
It doesn't bother me.
I think, honestly, if anything, I would like to see your feet. I mean, I want to know.
Mine, personally? No, I'm just kidding.
I actually saw your feet earlier. You have nice feet in your little sandals.
Thanks.
No, for men, I'm like, I want to see your feet sooner than later. I think because I'm like, I think that's an indicator.
Yeah.
Of like how kept you are.
Yes.
If you're not trimming your toes, if it's just a ruckus down there, if it's just an entire ruckus, then like what else is a ruckus?
Yeah.
Probably your bum crack.
Well, if the toenails are long, it can get bad real fast.
Yeah, if you're not like, it's like an indicator of hygiene. I guess.
You're right.
So don't look at animals in the zoo. Sorry, guys, you can't.
Absolutely not.
You can't go to the zoo.
Don't look at animals in the zoo. I just went to the zoo with my boyfriend, and he was an Eagle Scout at one point, and he just very much loves nature. And we were like standing around, and he was just like, "Did you know?" And I'm like, maybe some people don't like that, but I'm like, that's cute as hell.
Yeah.
That he's telling me all this information, and
he knows stuff about the zoo.
And he also was just standing there and like admiring creation and how beautiful it is. I'm like, let's freaking go.
I like that.
Yeah.
I would love to go to the zoo.
Yeah.
On a date.
Yeah.
Like, that's cute.
Yeah.
I like animals. You're allowed to like animals.
Yeah. Maybe they just don't like animals, I guess.
Yeah, maybe your beef is actually with animals and not men who like animals.
Don't eat soup.
Okay, I love soup. I love soup.
You're a French onion girly, aren't you?
I do love some French onion soup. That's been like my safe food lately. The number of times I've gone to this one particular restaurant and just ordered French onion soup and creme brulee, and they're like, "Hey, you're back," and I'm like, "Yeah." This is what I eat now.
Yeah. This is who I am.
I am French onion soup. That one made me laugh because, again, it's like such a normal thing. But then when you start to like imagine maybe like you're a big, strong man, like getting a little spoon and like blowing on the hot soup and then slurping it out of the spoon. It's like, less manly of you, I suppose.
There was this guy on, I think it was The Bachelor, and he would moan when he ate, like anything. I think that's an ick. But it was on Bachelor in Paradise. I can't quite remember what his name was, but he would constantly have pizza. And every time he took a bite, he was like,
I hate that.
I'm like, I think that's kind of an ick for me. I don't really want someone going after every bite. Yeah.
I don't want to hear like similar noises in the bedroom that I do like at the dinner table. You know what I mean? I think like those two separate kind of experiences. Yeah, while both can very much involve eating, it's just I want there to be like I don't want to just hear background noise and be like, I wonder if he's having soup or if he's getting some. Someone's playing with his bum crack. It should be clear what's happening. Eating or sex.
Yeah.
It should be very obvious. Yeah. Just from sounds alone.
That'd be a weird game show. It's like, what's behind the door?
You just have to listen.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, are they...
Is that mac and cheese?
Is that a 7-course Italian dinner? Or is that a fucking... Hard to say.
Hard to say. We never know.
Hard to say,
That's funny.
Until we pull the curtain back and then it's porn.
It's like, whoa.
You have to sign a release before you even watch the show.
Oh, my gosh. I think the Brits would do that one.
Oh, I mean, the Australians I feel like would as well.
Yeah.
Just in the sense of I heard their Big Brother is wild and crazy. Like all their reality TV shows go like to the max.
Wow.
So I'm like, if anybody, maybe not America. It's not gonna be in America.
No.
Maybe on the dark web.
Yeah.
But not network television.
No.
Not on a streaming platform that you can subscribe to.
Sponsored, but no.
Okay, so these two kind of got me. Don't go on a diving board. It's just like all I'm hearing from this list is like, don't have fun.
Yeah.
Don't have fun. Don't be goofy. Don't have fun. But like, I think it's again the presentation.
Yeah.
If like I was dating someone and they're just being silly and like jumping around on the diving board or like, you know, whatever, then it's okay, we're being silly. But if you take everything seriously, you're like, oh, you know, like then it's kind of icky.
Well, also, I really do think a lot of these actually come down to wardrobe.
Truly.
Because if Mans is wearing a Speedo, it gets weird.
Mm-hmm.
If he's wearing, you know, nice swim shorts, okay. I think it's also the arm position. Mm-hmm. Like, is he doing a full...
And again, I think it comes down to like, what type of man is this? And then do I align this behavior with this type of man? So like if I were to think of like, kind of like how I was saying earlier about, I'm used to you wearing this one thing and now you're wearing this thing and that's weird. So if I'm used to like seeing you or perceiving you in this certain way, and then now you're in like a colorful printed Speedo doing like belly flops off a diving board, it's throwing me off. Yeah. It's not necessarily the act itself, it's who's participating in it. Because I can think of like a few guy friends come to mind immediately that I'm like, if they were in a colorful pattern printed Speedo acting a fool on a diving board, yeah, that makes perfect sense. It's funny. Mm-hmm. It aligns with who they normally are, how they normally act and dress and behave. So it's like, you know, stay in your lane.
Yeah.
I feel like if this isn't your normal behavior pattern, don't participate in it. You might give someone the ick that would have given you a blowjob later. So it's something to think about. You know what I mean? You men, you very few misfit men might need to review some of these ick lists and just keep in mind before you engage in certain activities that whatever girl you went on this little thing with may be deciding based on what you do if you're going to get laid later.
Yeah, there's some gentleman right now who's listening to this and he's like, my closet full of Speedos. And he's like just like going through them and it's like, when you had like, a bad day.
Damn, I'm going to have to burn them all?
Yeah.
But not if you're the Speedo guy. Lean into it at least.
Yeah, if you're a Speedo guy.
Lean into it.
Lean into it.
Be Speedo guy.
It's like the New York cowboy, the guy who walks around in the underwear. Like, that's his thing. If he was in normal clothes, no one would know, you know?
Yeah, you wouldn't even recognize him.
But if you're Alan from the Stockyards and you're coming out, like, it's going to be a little different.
Yeah, it's not in alignment with a brand you've already kind of established for yourself.
Yeah. If you would like to change your brand, that's going to take some time.
We have to now engage in a rebranding. Yeah. We've got to kind of set that. We got to make a plan. Mm-hmm. We got to start releasing it little by little. You don't want to shock people.
Right.
You know? I like this one because I kind of agree. You can't use Siri.
Well, I feel like that's now generational because my grandparents love Siri for some reason. Like they're constant, and Alexa, they're constantly like
just always talking to it.
But yeah, but I feel like if you're walking around with a dude, you're having ice cream, and all of a sudden he's like, Siri, where's the nearest movie theater? It's like,
no, that's what your thumbs are for.
Yeah.
Use your thumbs. Yeah. I don't want to hear you. Even I think again, it's because I always feel weird when I'm doing like more so when I'm talking to my remote at home. So I have like the Samsung Frame TV. Mm-hmm. And anytime I want to search something, it's like, do I really want to use my remote and go through the whole keyboard on the TV? No, I fucking do not.
Yeah.
So I have the little button and I'm like the other day, I was standing there trying to watch my friend's new music video, Flatland Cavalry, Let It Roll. And so none of those are really weird words. Cavalry, I'll give it to you. But I'm like pushing the button and I'm like, Flatland Cavalry, Let It Roll. and it's like popping up like Flatland Harmony, Let It Snow. And I'm like, no. And I do it over and over again, and I'm like, I'm embarrassed. Yeah. I'm embarrassed.
And you just throw the remote.
Yeah, so I ended up having to type out the whole fucking thing. But it was worth it. Great music video.
Love it.
But yeah, I think there's something funny about the Siri and like using like voice to text kind of a thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Are there any others that you've come across in your past dating experiences where you got an ick from something?
So one I have is, well, two I have. One is, okay. Let me pause. Okay, so one is very situational.
Okay.
But it's been multiple situations, but then there's some that I've found it endearing. So I think it really is a person thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like bad singing when they think they're good.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, it's like there was one guy which like he was very attractive in high school. I had a crush on him, and he was in like they're in Texas. There's like a Texas boys choir, and like he was a part of that. And so I was just like I was like, okay, so maybe he can hold a tune. Awesome, great. And it was a weird setting where like we were in like a group of like people, and he was like, I think I'm gonna like sing a song. And my teenage self was like, wow, this guy I like's gonna sing a song. Like it was like, I was like, that's really cool. But then he starts singing, and I mean, holy crap! All the attraction I had just like
seeped out of you.
It was like I was like, oh, this does not work.
So I have to have some follow-up questions here. This is for clarification. Y'all were in like a public kind of hangout setting.
We were at a house with a bunch of like our classmates.
Okay, and so he just kind of presents to everyone the idea that he's gonna sing a song a cappella.
Yeah. No instrumental. It was just like we were there, and then
Was it a cover or an original?
It was a cover.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The original would have really sold it in a bad way.
Yeah, I was gonna say that makes it better, but not.
And we had some actually good singers in the room. And I was on like in high school, I was on the praise team and stuff like that. But like he just started, and I was like, whew, it's no.
Yeah. I mean, I was, so I had this thought come to mind, like literally right before you said that. And it was nothing that was ever sexual or like relationship with, it was just somebody I knew.
Mm-hmm.
But I also hang out with, like, a lot of my friends are musicians.
Yeah.
So he's like in this scene, and I'm like, again, assumed that he has a talent, like a good voice. And the whole goal was just to always, anytime there was an opportunity that music was playing, be singing louder than the music, harmonize with like all the different, just really diving in. And it was so bad. And it's like there was never any sort of dating, anything gonna happen. But like, just as a person, I got the ick.
Right.
I was like, I gotta go.
That one gets me, because it's like if you know you're a bad singer and you kind of like play it up, I'm like, that's a little different. But if you're someone who has claimed in some way that you can sing, and then you just it's very icky.
Yeah, I claim that I cannot sing. I do still sing, but I try really hard not to ruin other people's days with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's more so when I'm alone, I'm like, just woo!
Yeah.
Let it roll. Like
Yeah.
I'll sing. I'll scream sing.
Yeah.
But like I'm never in a no.
Yeah.
Cuz bad. It's bad.
It's bad.
It's bad when I do it. Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
I've gotten the ick from just like people the way people text. You know, like you think that maybe they're going to be cool or fun or funny, and then like the way they communicate over text, I'm like, I got to go.
Yeah.
Ick.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's the ick. So maybe it would be a fun idea to put up a question box on Instagram for the Misfits so that they can send in their previous past personalized icks. And we can discuss it further again. I mean, I feel like the icks are kind of endless.
Yeah.
It seems they're even coming to us as we speak. So, sorry, guys. Apparently, you have no hope. We just think you're icky. But maybe the more we discuss it,
we can all come to
like you'll learn something. Maybe we'll find some grace along the way for you.
Yeah.
But I kind of like the icks. It's an interesting topic.
It is an interesting topic.
It's funny the difference people like, you know, what your ick versus my ick.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we would love to hear from you, Misfits. If you've got some funny icks or some wild deal breakers from the past that you just let a good man go, we want to hear about it. So text us, send it in on the podcast page. We'll put up a prompt here, like a question box soon that y'all can send stuff into. But yeah, I feel like that was a fun one.
It was.
I feel
As always.
As always. So y'all make sure that you're all caught up on the podcast. Make sure you own a piece of merch if you don't already, that you're subscribed, you're telling your friends about it, you're following along on Instagram at Elena Davies, at MiscELENaeous Podcast. And stay the fuck tuned, and I'll see you next Tuesday.
Yay Networks.